Welcome into DC On Screen episode 628. This is the podcast where we talk about the DC Comics multiverse on film and television, give honest opinions on projects upcoming and past, and believe that every version of a property is valid, even if we don't want it to be, if it has been released it is fair game. So beware of spoilers, and welcome to the show. I am David C. Robertson, and this, the man whose finger rests on the space bar. Itchy. Waiting to press play, Jason Goss.
Triggerable.
So this is going to be a weird week, guys. We are doing, in case you didn't see the title of the episode, what we're doing is a countdown to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And this week is part one. This is our commentary track for Man of Steel. It's been a while since I've seen Man of Steel. It's been like a year, maybe.
Less so for me.
I know, you watch it like every day, but
morning routine at this point.
But yeah, it's been a little bit. I watch BVS a lot more than I do Man of Steel.
It's an afternoon routine.
I just want to put it out there real quick for you. This isn't going to be some in-depth, Man of Steel answers type commentary. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a weird episode for everyone.
Yeah. It'll be live as far as you'll be able to hit play when we do.
Yeah.
Or on an 8-second delay as I will. But it's 17-second delay. Sorry. But otherwise it will not be a normal one in the sense that it's not like there will be silences where we're just watching the movie for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be a normal episode to listen to unless you're actually watching with us. You might want to skip this one if you're not looking to do that, or if you mind, brief gaps of anybody talking.
Yeah. And it looks like, yes, they cast a Supergirl for the Flash. Excited about that. I'm actually very excited to see, because we know there's some multiverse stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see if it's actually going to be Kara Zor-El, or if it's going to be like a female version of Kal-El.
Oh yeah, could be. God knows what. We don't know what they have planned. All we know is it's ambitious so far. And at length, we'll get around to that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Probably post Snyder cut, but
well, honestly, the Supergirl news, I just said pretty much everything I had to say.
Other than that, that's it. She looks fine. I saw the Zoom video that she was in, and it's absolutely adorable.
It is.
Her enthusiasm is infectious, and I'm pretty excited about her being excited, and that's being a great first step. Other than that, I don't know, girl.
I thought it was really neat to see someone's, how someone reacts to being cast in one of these things before they spend 5 minutes dealing with Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Before the NDAs start showing up in their email.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Before, they're never talked to again, or
right.
They have to do some ungodly thing.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway. So
that was neat. We know about the Vanity Fair article. Again, we'll get to that. That all has to do with the Zack Snyder's Justice League. We will get there. For now, we're going to do a little bit of recapping what's already happened.
Absolutely. And I do want to thank the patrons. I realized what I just said sounded weird, and I said it strangely. I don't know. But whatever. $1 a month.
It's a no-edit episode. What happened stays.
Hooray! $1 gets you every episode ad-free. That's $1 a month, folks. You can't beat it. $5 a month gets you that plus whatever else we decide to put up. So there are those things. And I've still got a couple of Patreon episodes I've been meaning to throw up there. And I haven't yet. I haven't listened to them because they're both long. We've got to stop talking so much.
But then where would we be?
I know. If you don't want to deal with all that Patreon bullshit, or if you already do, and you want to help us out even more, there's a donate button. You can do that through PayPal. And that's on DCOnscreen.com. And right next to the donate button, you can click on the store button. And that'll take you to our TeePublic store, and you can buy a bunch of merch. I don't know. I don't know why you'd want to, but people do. People have this week. It's bizarre.
It's nice. It's really nice.
It is nice. It is.
We appreciate it.
I just can't wrap my head around it. It's
that
strange.
part's weird too. It's
people are running around with DC on screen logos and shit. It's weird.
Low self-esteem in general is hard to deal with, but.
So anyway, aside from that, 5-star written reviews on Apple Podcasts always helps. That's free. I think I'm done plugging shit. Do you want to do this? You want to get into this?
Yeah, do your version, hit play, and let me know when I should do the same.
All right. And I'm pretty sure we're going to build in a bathroom break, and we'll just pause it and tell you where we're at.
Everyone may want at that point. Who knows? This is the luxury of doing this at home, is we can do that. I mean,
all right.
I think I specified it tonight. I don't have a nervous bladder in the sense that I get nervous about things in general have to be. I get nervous when I realize I can't pee.
Yeah.
That's when I suddenly have to run to the bathroom real quick. So
that is a real thing.
Yeah.
All right. So where we're at, we decided because Jason's copy is a little different than mine. He's got some pedophile saying something about special features.
The Amazon version, as some of you know.
No, it's not Woody Allen.
A younger pedophile.
But they have anyway. We start the movie with these like runes that turn out to be like the Warner Brothers movie logo, like in the center of them. And basically, I've just squared up Warner Brothers Pictures, a Time Warner Company logo in the center of the screen. So for me on Voodoo, it's 8 seconds in. For Jason, it is what? 17 seconds in?
23 seconds in. There was
23 seconds.
Why can't I math? 13-second difference. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So, in the words of the great Aerosmith, just press play. Or just push play.
Wait, do a countdown and then push? I'm just kidding. All right, ready?
No, I've already played it.
You've already played? Damn it. Whole thing will be off now.
It says legendary. It says legendary.
I'm not actually to legend. There we go. Now I'm at legendary. This is already going great. Why don't you just pause yours for like 2 seconds and hit play again?
Okay. Okay. So DC Comics is in the middle of my screen.
That's where we are. Okay, cool. We're good. Right. We're good.
Cool.
We're good.
Cool. Yeah. I paused it for a second.
Yeah. Did you also go back and make sure your audio is not recording the fucking movie?
I did not.
Because might as well.
It doesn't look like it is.
All right, we're good. Oh, it'll look like it. It still cracks me up that this scene starts with the birth because it's so on the nose.
And
it's a nice scene. It's just so damn on the nose as far as like, you know, how comics started in general with the birth of Superman.
I hadn't thought about that. That's interesting. Sadly, my thought was initially, there's Superman's mom taking a dump.
Yeah. As we all did. It was very confusing.
It's a bad day.
We
you know what this actually reminds me?
Who was it? Was it an Abrams cut where that was going to be an issue? It's thankfully long gone.
You know, now I kind of really want to see that Abrams movie happen. I would have liked to have seen that trilogy. That's an interesting concept that Krypton didn't actually explode. And
the council. The council. Just an array of fools. I always like this guy. This fella here. I think I've said it before. He's in the Nearwolf series that I love so much.
Oh, okay.
He's just one of the they have what they called the players. It was just it was just they used people recurringly in different roles. And you'd just be an entirely different character the next week, and it didn't matter because they weren't connected that way.
Mm-hmm. To be fair here, to be fair to the council, Jor-El is doing everything that a villain would right now. He's like instilling fear. He's instilling fear in them. He's like, "I've told you this was bad. What we do is you give me control of the Codex." It's like, we give you total control of our entire civilization.
Sense, I could see if the council's just sitting there and that like they were about to make lunch plans for like Nuke's Cafe or whatever the fuck Kryptonian version of that is, and then Jor-El just storms in. He's got this whole doomsday speech. He starts demanding things, saying you're all going to die and you have to give me complete control and all that.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, well, this must be the bad guy." And then people start getting shot in the background. Like, "Oh, no. May have called that too early." I think there may be another one coming. I really can't say enough about Russell Crowe being the man. His Jor-El is just incredible.
Yeah, I like that he's like, who will decide whose bloodline survives you? And like suddenly he's just like trying to twist that shit. He's like, just a second ago you were saying it should be you.
Okay, in all fairness, he was trying to make sure that he had the ability to give everyone the possibility.
Oh, I know. Just
Zod just comes in and is like, "No, I'm going to redact a few of those.
I'm just picking.
But I'm going to need the same thing." That's such a good defense system, too. They're like, I don't think Simply Safe has that feature. Or Ring, or whoever you're using. Like, hey, so if I give you a code wink, you blind everyone around me so I can kick their asses.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if they did, how often would that actually work out well? Like 1 out of every 40 times?
No. I love that, like, both the good guy and the bad guy, opposing sides here, but they both agree that the people in charge of the Codex should not be this flaccid council.
Yes. One thing they know is those fucks are worse than either of us. Frankly, if either one of us walks out of here with the Codex, I think we're in good shape.
Like, damn it, we should have worked together. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Like, if they'd come together in the planning stages of either the coup or his big PowerPoint presentation for the council, they could have come up with some kind of like, well, you know what? Maybe we take out the whole. Zod, let me just pitch you this. What if we took out the eugenics portion? and just saying.
He's like, that's kind of the crux of my whole plan, though, Jor.
See, I don't know if that works for me. I was kind of hoping everyone could. Is that like a thing you might be interested in, or
that's anarchy? Man, this whole sequence is just so beautiful, man.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh my lord! I remember in the theater when I saw this thing, I was just like, "Oh my god, this is just
that's gorgeous." I was gripped.
This is so much better than I don't know, Marlon Brando standing around in a council.
Oh god, yeah, with
chamber
draped in tinfoil. Yeah.
Not that it didn't look cool and it wasn't cool for its time.
It had its own uniqueness and definitely some creativity and some fun to be had, but it was not this.
I remember being a kid and watching those Brando scenes and just thinking, this is really cool and weird looking, but also boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
I mean, shit. Even the little half skull itself is just so damn evocative. I always wondered if he should have just broke it when he puts his hand up on to get purchased and he just crushed the skull. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I'm like, you're being a little flippant with that skull, aren't you, buddy? I mean,
I assume it's in good shape. I don't know.
I mean, it's an ancient skull. They've been.
I don't know how long it's been around. It looks like maybe a toddler's. Does not look like that is not an adult.
Well, I mean, it's probably just it's just diminished over the centuries because they've been using it to.
We'll call it that. Sure.
Cajole DNA out of it.
We'll call it that.
Like
To me, that looks like a kid head. I don't know.
the extreme depths you assholes went to not fornicate. I don't understand.
Yeah. First, we had to figure out how to reproduce the entirety of possible DNAs. And then we had to kill some kid.
I love that like broken moon in the sky. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but that's
Yeah.
dope. I'm sure we've talked about what that is. I'm sure someone said it somewhere. Zack has put out a black and white picture explaining it. I don't know.
I mean, in his commentary on this movie, he mostly just said that a lot of this is Krypton is deeply phallic, and that was intentional.
The broken moon was
No,
intentional?
not the broken moon.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part. But it did crack me up that a couple times he was like, "Yeah, no, that's kind of supposed to be penis shaped." That's.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know that. I know that all the penises and vaginas are intentional.
Yeah.
I love the people who are like, "Oh, Zack Snyder's got a little bit of a problem because of it." I'm like, no, buddy, it was on purpose. God.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a society who doesn't reproduce.
We
like
did
they
this
should.
for 300 years in the Renaissance, and almost no one noticed. Only problem I've ever had with this scene is that she's just up and about so quickly.
I mean,
I just assume
They-
there's some,
they have
healing tech.
programmable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got programmable matter. They're good.
Yeah. Also, like and it's unbelievable in the way that it's fiction, but it's good fiction. Like the depth of will it must take to actually do what they're about to do. Oh, fuck me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, their world's about to blow up.
I mean, yeah, but you're making a choice here. And granted, I'm an odd parent anyway. Like on day one, if this had been the option, it might have been easier for me. It'd be harder for me now, 2 years in, to be like, no, I'm pretty invested in this little fucker now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had some time together. I don't think I could do it. But day one or shit, day zero and a couple, like an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I might have been able to pull it off. Like, just intellectualize the whole thing and send it on its way.
I do like the turn that the entirety of the codex is within him.
Yes, that is really nice. And I feel like not as explored as it could have been overall to date. They literally left a lot in there to play with. And I know it's crucial to the movie, and I know it plays an important role here, but there's some other stuff that kind of is in the background later that
Yeah.
there was more there.
Yeah.
I will probably continue to refer to that as the Kryptonian USB stick.
Mm-hmm. Kryptonian thumb drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of me really wants to see like futuristic sort of Dark Knight Returns type of Kingdom Come Superman movie with Henry Cavill where he finds the codex within himself and decides to reignite the Kryptonian race, but it's like at the end of human civilization. Like he's lived that damn long.
Or you could do it as, helping out like a Legion of Superheroes movie, something like that. 1,000 years past.
He just, pops out another Superman every once in a while.
Yeah. You gotta have one. Scott Snyder explored that idea recently that kind of there's always going to be a Batman, and Batman even kind of looks at some cloning technologies to make sure that that's going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all right, something that's always it looks great, and I'm sure I wouldn't want to fight him, but there are moments where they're fighting where I'm like, man, I wouldn't want those spikes near the back of my head.
Yeah.
But,
God.
Oh, this fight coming up though.
I want McFarlane to make figures out of these guys.
I don't blame you. I don't even have figures, and I might get those.
I mean, they're doing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Come on, man. Let's go back and do Man of Steel.
Let me have them figures.
I mean, DC probably won't let them do it, but
We'll see. It's funny. DC will take money where well, not even DC. Warner Brothers will take money sometimes where it is, and other times leave it on the table.
Yeah. They canceled the Harley Quinn figure.
Of course.
When Birds of Prey was a flop, they canceled that.
Naturally. All right, so I would want my figure to be after that little stroke. Like, I want the scar on Zod's face.
Uh-huh.
Look, the Earth, or the Krypton's leading scientist, right? But fucking, look at him. Look at him go.
Yeah.
Not a guy who lost his lunch money in school a lot.
I like the idea that Jor-El is more Batman than Superman is.
Oh, yeah. He's fucking fighting in the streets, dude, and he's doing fine.
Yeah.
Using what's around him, using his own weaponry against him in creative ways. Like, my favorite part of that whole scene is where it just breaks down to like him kind of flexing and just going into straight like jabs. I don't know, man. That always cracks me up where he's just like opening, pa, 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 you know? She has one more minute to consider it. Nope. Send the penis into space.
I like that in this version, the ship doesn't take off as the planet is exploding. I like that there's like a tribunal period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's the shot that's mirrored later.
Yeah.
In BVS with Doomsday. Who is Zod? Killing Cal.
He's got an MO, that one. I always thought, like, man, it's weird that he doesn't just have like blood all over the ground. But honestly, those suits, it's probably just pulled up in his boots right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see someone being like, man, he dies quick. Yeah, he fucking died quick. He stabbed him in the fucking aorta. He's gone. That'll do it. Oh, he did not take that line well at all.
No. By the way, we just completely were talking over one of my favorite lines in the movie is when when his mom is talking about like how he'll be in danger or whatever. They'll come at him or they'll destroy him or something, and freaking he just goes how?
How? Yeah, that was so good. What is it? It's like he'll be a god to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the religious imagery on this was not laid on thin. Nor should it be. I mean, it's some combination of like Moses and Jesus that two young Jewish guys came up with.
Yeah.
These were familiar ideas with them that they were very happy to play with that bit of the playground. Like, nah, man, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were doing more Moses than Jesus, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm fine with the shift at this point.
Sometimes in this scene, as good as that acting is, and man, I really fucking love Michael Shannon in this scene. Mm-hmm. The spitting, the fools, the like not being... Like knowing he's going to be subdued, but he just has to get up in their face one last goddamn time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then every now and then do you find yourself seeing the background and just thinking, God, that guy back there is so big.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so big. Look at him. Dude's got to be 7 foot. Michael Shannon's not small. He's like 6'2" or something.
Now the crystallizing semen.
I always think like, oh, ice flavored cotton candy. Ooh, it's not a good look. Yep, those are definitely penises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No mistaking that bit. The council's headwear, man, just predictably goofy.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
This staunch, impotent body that has been presiding over things for hundreds of years, and I assume making all the wrong choices, but everything was going so smoothly they couldn't fuck it up until finally they did.
Yeah.
I just assume that's what happened. Like this is the kind of group of people who would debate a stop sign for 3.5 years. And then finally decide not to add the stop sign because that would be a little too provocative.
God, the production design on this movie is just so great.
Oh, it's incredible. Looks great. Oh, I do want to know more about all the other kind of ornate symbols over that base S.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be something to it. Nothing was an accident here. All right, so like, what do you do? What do you do if you walk out and that's what you see? That's your window. You have inside information, so you can't even sit there and find yourself thinking, oh, maybe it's just a volcano. Maybe I'll be outside maybe I can be part of the people who help rebuild. No, none of that.
I mean, the little robot just said, you got to find refuge. And she's like, there is no refuge. Ugh.
Right.
Ugh.
I mean, oof. Brave lady. Standing tall to the last second there.
I like that
Mm-hmm.
notion. And I like the notion here is that she says, make a better world, Cal.
Mm-hmm.
And, Jor-El was saying, he'll be a god to them. Their full intention was for him to rule Earth. I don't think we were getting around that one.
No, we sent a despot. That's what happened.
Fingers crossed he doesn't get to, a Stalin or somebody.
Oh, no, actually.
In charge of him.
Now that you say it, that's actually possibly the ideal form they were thinking. Because in Red Sun, one of the problems, well, it's not necessarily a problem, is he uses that form of government and that kind of dictatorial nature of things to pretty well fix most problems.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they would maybe look. Well, then they come out of kind of a form of fascism with. It's hard to nail down the Kryptonian government.
Yeah,
and I feel like no matter how to describe it, there'd be somebody that with another political background and views that says, "No, it's actually this thing." Like it's a pointless conversation.
Yeah.
All right, this is one of the moments that cracks me up, like in a good way, because it's not like he didn't hear it, wouldn't have survived it, none of that. But that little moment where he's staring, and you see him just that little nod. I think a lot of the early portion of this film is him just like learning over and over again that these people are worth investing in. Like that guy jumped under the. I mean, dude, what would they have had? Like a concussion? But still, he got under there and helped him. Risked himself to do it. These are, again, like over and over again moments I see in this movie where I'm just like, man, they built in the idea that, yes, I know he's brooding and contemplative and listens to grunge music here coming up in a minute. But
and look, we're 21 minutes in, the first shot with Henry Cavill as Clark. And he's already saving somebody?
Yeah.
Like,
really? Are we 3 minutes of screen time into Henry Cavill, and here we are. He is already literally ripping open doors and making a sacrifice play to save strangers' lives.
He could have fetched that guy's binoculars, but no. Greenhorn's saving the day.
Yeah.
So.
Gave up his job to do it, but, there's a lot of those boats. He'll be all right. All right, this is another one of those moments, though, where I constantly find myself thinking, like, man, you know what? I don't think Clark should have gone to school for English major or journalism, whatever it was that he went to school for, given whoever wrote him. He should have gone for, like, structural engineering or civil planning or something.
Oh, no, I disagree. I think he should have gone to school to be a movie actor. Think about it.
Yeah.
All right. He never ages.
Mm-hmm.
Not not really.
Too high a profile, though. When he vanishes, people notice.
Nah. They'll just think he's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but he's got his own profile and series of backgrounds.
He'll be some combination of Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. He does all of his own stunts. He never ages, so he can stay in a role indefinitely.
Right.
And
every third movie, he
people.
pretends he broke something.
He just saves people.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, good guy, Keanu Reeves." Twitter's all aflush over Keanu Reeves.
I'm not trying to denigrate the movement. I think it's adorable. I am also a flush. Love these scenes.
Yeah.
Really well visualized. Just really well visualized. Like he can't. It's not quite X-ray or telescopic vision. It's something unique and fictional.
Yeah,
that he can kind of go in and out of distances and still get a shot of it.
Yeah.
I just love the idea that he can't control it as he's coming up on it. And then all the other kids are out there just having their way with him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice the buttons on the shirt? Wrangler?
Yeah.
That's to me good cheap costume design. That shirt probably cost $30 and it's absolutely on point for that character. I think this part of the score is out of a track called This Is Clark Kent. Yeah, it's a score, so parts are reused. It could just be the beginning of that track, but middle of another one, they do that. But made sense to me. How long was it before we had the reveal from anybody inside that fan theory was actually probably correct?
Oh, I don't even know if it is. I haven't heard about that in a long time. That
the Aquaman
the whales were sent by Aquaman.
Yeah.
I really loved the
You know how mad I got when I left and people were saying, like, "Oh, he's listening to Pearl Jam or some shit." Go fuck yourself. That is Chris fucking Cornell. You show some respect.
That's what I said. I don't like Chris Cornell though.
I adored him.
I'm happy for you. To me, he's Pearl Jam. I don't give a shit.
That's just blasphemy. Heresy. That's my word. Still cracks me up. I even heard complaints about he wouldn't steal somebody's clothes. Come on, man. Yeah, he might. He might steal some clothes to keep some anonymity in this case. Now, granted, that looks like a really nice jacket.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk and Spock stole clothes in the freaking 30s.
Yeah,
and City on the Edge of Forever. Why not?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
In what world is that kid, the kid playing Clark, the one being bullied? Like, every time I've ever been in school, it was always been the opposite.
It was more about the willingness to be aggressive and being an asshole than anything else. Plus, Pete's a big kid.
Yeah.
You wouldn't look at... I forget who this kid's name is, but you wouldn't look at him and think he could take that kid if you didn't know anything else.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, I was like, hey, I thought the big kid was supposed to be the bully, and how am I like 6'2" and getting bullied?
Mm-hmm. The same way cattle occasionally get bullied by piranha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those willing to be aggressive for no reason sometimes win because no one's looking out for it.
Yeah. TV shows and movies always have, or almost always have, the large kid being the bully.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the opposite in real life. But
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I definitely had a couple kids in my elementary and middle school years where I'm like, I'm not a big guy. I could take you. I'm just not going to take the bait. Like, you're in elementary school and I'm like, I've got like 2 inches on you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big amount of inches for our size. You need to shut the hell up. And then they'd keep going and I would just go away because I wasn't actually going to fight him.
All right. And now he just saved his bully.
Yep.
So all they've done so far is show that he saves people.
I know, but then it gets to a turn here. Well, and I think that was part two. I think it's built in because up to this point, he has done nothing but save people and show that in the past he was saving people too, even though it was not advisable always. And what does he get in return? He gets this sullen, redheaded child sitting there complaining like a fucking brat to his mom that he saw something weird, even though he should, by all rights, have been dead at the bottom of a river.
Mm-hmm. Who does this? Who goes to the parents' house of the kid who saved your life and like bitches?
I don't know. I my take on it is you ungrateful fuck. But
I'm not saying it's not the fault of the movie.
No, it's not. I think it's built in though that like
people.
he faces consequences early on for kind of putting himself out there. And this is why we get into what is now the infamous conversation about like, will Shuttle Love die? Maybe. I don't know, But it's one of the parts I've always defended and will defend to the day I die is like, man, they didn't get a playbook. They were just given this very special child that they didn't know the limits of.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. He looks pretty invulnerable, but for all they know, it wears off when he's like 14 years and 24 days old. Done.
Right.
Back to normal. Oh, I'm sorry. Was he lifting a tractor tire at the time? Sorry. Crushed. Dead. They just literally don't know. Sure, you could take a bet, but man, fuck. I wouldn't know. And would you risk your child for that? I don't think I would.
I've really come around to this version of Pa, honestly, in a lot of ways.
To me, he was trying his damn best, and no one told him how this was supposed to work.
It feels almost an almost Vulcan sense of logic here. Like, this is good. If people know about you, this is going to change literally everything. Things are going to get bad.
Yeah. Like,
let's not do that.
There may be revolts in the streets. Like, all right, in all fairness to him, let's say he comes out tomorrow and says, yes, I was able to save that school of, that bus full of children because I was I'm an alien. And here's my origin story. And here's a picture of my thing. And here's the alien thumb drive and everything. Like, let's say he does that. Well, how does he know that there aren't literally riots the next day? Because we know that's there. Like, more people could die than would have died. Even sorry, I understand that children are more precious in a lot of ways, but yeah, if you're just doing a numbers game, fuck, you don't know where that's going to go. And he does consistently build in the idea that it's not like he's supposed to stay quiet forever. It's like they're trying to find the right moment. They don't know when that moment's going to be yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, to me, reeks of parenting, where you're like, I know my child has to leave my care and go out and defend themselves at some point. But it doesn't matter when that point happens. How many, parents have you seen crying when they realized, oh shit, it happened. It happened and I didn't even get to plan for it, Predictably, my child's crying in the background of the scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that, by the way, that speech that Pa just gives doesn't get enough credit from the haters.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's a solid, classic Pa Kent type of thing.
Yeah.
That's very solid.
Oh, yeah. Question. What do you think? This lady in the background. She's bad.
Yes.
Do you think they hired someone who was actually just not that good a singer, or do you think they told someone to play it down?
I think they knew what they were doing. They were trying to create an atmosphere.
Well, yeah, I figure someone who's playing mid-afternoon at a bar in what I assume is like Alaska or something is probably not prime talent. Like they're not going to pass the auditions even at like America's Got Talent or something. Oh, that look. Ooh, there he is. This look when Cavill readjusts and kind of gives him this, like his face says everything. His face says, yeah. So if you want to try that again, you're more than welcome. You belligerent fuck. I've said for a long time that I thought this is the scene that could have been cut out. And the more and more I look at it coming back, like, nah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. First of all, you saw the military personnel in there. He's trying to get closer to where he needs to be. He needs to get to that ship, and he's been listening in on military personnel and just trying to like gain intel and get himself closer. I think that's decidedly for me what has been happening functionally.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they have this. You just have this scene where they're just showing off that he's been restraining himself for years. Yeah.
See, I still kind of go, if he's trying to stay under under the radar, that's a little much.
I agree. I do agree. But on the one hand, like, all right. Good line coming up. On the one hand, yes. On the other hand, who's going to believe that the busboy was throwing, trees through a truck? No one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay, I'll pretend they're heavy.
Like, are they?
Are they? I didn't realize I was actually holding them. I can't even imagine how good a story it'd have to be for me to get into that environment physically.
Yeah. Well, there's Commissioner Gordon himself.
Yep. If you didn't think you were going to like her, it's kind of a nice theme of the movie is like the second command like snickering in the background.
Oh yeah, was it Professor Hamilton or whatever his name is?
I can't
Dude
remember
from
his
Star
name.
Labs.
Yeah,
Emil Hamilton. I believe that's who that is.
That sounds right. I cannot remember.
He's just
his name, but yes, yeah. The subtext of that grin was, "Oh, dude, she called you completely." Something else I love, man. The lead character just in super toned down gear coming in and out of frame over and over again. A lot of fun there. I like the warning in the background that's like, tell someone where you're going.
Uh-huh. When he says there's a bucket in the corner and closes the door, I love that little smirk Amy Adams gives. Like, oh, that's cute. He thinks that's going to deter me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I like to think that she's thinking like, I'm going to leave you something, that fucking bucket, you piece of shit. Not a woman who fails to get the last word a lot.
No. It's so wild how much my feelings on this movie have changed over the years.
They really have. There distinctly are things that gave you pause or problems years ago that now you're like, man, that either A is fine or B is just not a thing I feel like objecting to.
Yeah.
Now here's a funny one. Just the little bits that you notice. All right, so you see she sees all the rings where he's clearly like hollowed out. There's running water at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Good touch.
Yeah. It's a great touch. And by the way, I love that he's not wearing a parka. He's not cold.
No. It like cold and hot don't register for him. He puts on hot, like, I've thought about this a few times because in BVS, you remember that scene where he just walks up the mountain doing this little soul hike? He has a parka on there, and it's just so people don't absolutely freak out and try to stop him.
Yep.
He's not even like all right, if I was impervious to cold, I feel like I would be too hot in a jacket because vice versa, right? No, he's just impervious either way.
I think it's kind of interesting the notion that the Kryptonians, this thing is 20,000 years old, but the Kryptonians got to a point technologically where they were so comfortable they just stopped.
Well, I feel like they would have kept going.
Well, no, they just stopped. Like, this 20,000-year-old scout ship is compatible with current Kryptonian technology.
No. All right. So my theory on that, it's very simple. Well, I think we could do that a lot more than we do, but we built in, like, capitalism. We humans in capitalist versions especially build in planned obsolescence. So backwards compatibility is not a guarantee.
Right.
I believe in a lot of cases that it could be done. I mean, you can still play ROM games, 16-bit ROM games if you have the right software.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, here, the day after the new iPhone comes out, yours starts running slow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we don't know what's going on. Wait for this new update.
Here's a trick.
You get the new update. It goes slower. Oh, fuck it. And some of your pictures are missing.
Mm-hmm. See,
that looks like it hurt.
I may have even said something about this in our old review of Man of Steel. But look, man, you can't judge the movie or the plot based on what you would have done. Lois Lane apparently loves danger and thinks it's okay to take pictures of floating things. No, it doesn't make sense, but it's Lois Lane.
There are moments where I would absolutely run, and then there are moments where I'd be like, I've got to stay. Like, if I ran across an alien ship, I would walk toward the alien ship. For sure, 100%. I have no doubt that's how I die. And I would walk forward thinking, this is probably going to end me, but I would not be able to stop myself. That looked painful as shit.
Yeah. He said it's going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But look, you hear all these things. Oh, it's not source material. It's not source material. There is nothing more source material than Lois Lane just taking pictures of an alien thing floating in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking about
Lois Lane in places that she is not authorized to be, and arguably should not be. Doing shit she should not do and documenting it beyond any sense of self-preservation. That's some pretty standard Lois Lane shit for me. Okay. Let's say there are 100 people on that base right then. How many of them do you think right then their first thought was, how the fuck are we going to cover that up?
Hmm. Amy Adams, man, she's doing like her best freaking Dana Scully here.
Maybe. It's been a long time, but I can see it.
Of course, half of that scene reminds me of Fight the Future, so.
That's fair.
I
do love that take where he's like, this half of this could have been a hallucination.
Oh.
One day I'm going to buy a pair of suspenders and just try to figure out how people wear them.
Never going to happen.
I'm never going to figure it out or never buy them. Both? You're thinking both?
No. No.
You're thinking I just won't uncover the mystery?
I can see you doing it.
You can see me trying it. Just one day at TJ Maxx. All right, we're going to do this.
You know, I have a pair of suspenders, and I kind of dug it a little bit.
Mm.
It's more like, do you want the pressure on your lower back, or do you want them on your shoulders? Because then I just feel like I've got like something pulling my shoulders down.
Mm.
I don't dig that.
I have appreciated it when I have seen people that wore them because they had a work belt on with tools in it, and they just didn't feel like pulling their waistline up all day. And I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. All right. I have a situation with a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Call a quick break.
Sure. All right. Well, we are pausing at I have so many questions from Clark to Jor-El. So we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We have emptied our bladders. Daughters have been taken care of for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
Or the single daughter has been. I don't have any children.
She's acting as multiple.
I am on Voodoo, and I am at 4523.
I'm on Amazon at 4537. And Clark has so many questions.
Yes.
All right, ready?
And
3, 2, 1.
History lesson time.
Mm-hmm. I know how cliche these have become.
Oh, they're so pretty, though.
That's the thing. Of the tropes that have developed since CGI and since this form of storytelling and CBMs in particular, like, man, when they're done really well, they're just so nice. And they are informative. It's like, I know it's an expo dump. I'm perfectly aware of what's happening here. I don't care. It makes me just ashamed of every diorama I ever made in school. I think they made him look a bit young there, but whatever. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
No.
Something I really love about that line is that they don't pick a particular occupation to put that on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if someone dreamed of being something more than a delivery driver? Yeah, go fuck yourself, Jor. We've all been doing that for a while. Shit. Other than what society had intended for them. Well phrased, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Who says you're necessarily happy if you have 195 IQ and, you're a polymath? Just a good speech and a fantastic reveal. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the nobility he brings to this fucking role, man. Ah, love it. It's one of my favorite, maybe, additions of this movie to the canon in general is that symbol officially just meaning hope.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember it ever meaning hope before, but I
remember it meaning hope, like, figuratively, but not just literally being the symbol for hope. It's so on the nose in a perfect fucking way. Sometimes on the nose is just the right thing to do. Ah, this music. God damn, I've listened to this song so many times. And I have yet to tire of it.
Yeah, man. This movie has broken me down, dude. It broke me.
In time, you grew.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom.
Hulk smash.
And in case anyone's wondering, yes, that guitar part's fun to play.
I wouldn't know.
Not terribly complicated, just satisfying.
I'm not sure if I've ever noticed him trying to grab at clouds before.
I think he's just grasping and the clouds happen to be there, but if you just started being able to fly suddenly, I'd be like, well, I wonder if I can just grab these things. Nope. Density problem there. My bad. Should have seen that coming. Ugh, this speech.
See, that version of this, this sounds so much nicer than what they were talking about back on Krypton. Like all this God talk. And,
oh, yeah. No, it's not like a despot situation. It's just...
Right.
it's
like, okay, I've actually got to do parenting now.
Yeah.
Okay,
the Boy Scout thing. That's what they were hoping for, apparently, was the Boy Scout thing. I mean, I know I've said it several times, but first time watching that scene in the theater, I just started weeping a little bit. And honestly, if I'm sitting down watching this movie by myself, no distractions, I still get choked up. Such a good speech.
So the cinematography, I think, gets me more than the speeches, but yeah, it's a great speech.
I liked it. God, the music. Ugh.
Yeah, I've really turned around on that too. I think the history lesson for me here is that if you go back to our, there's a little nod to the Christopher Reeve shots.
Yep.
But yeah, if you go back and listen to our original Man of Steel review, I think it was like episode 6 of DC on Screen.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna hear,
which I don't recommend based on audio quality alone.
No, but I
for
think you'll
history's
find,
sake, if you want to, sure.
I am not nearly as happy of a camper.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that turn in the theater and for years after, but yeah, I'm like, the guy who's the vice president in the comics works at an IHOP?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
He's probably vice president of that IHOP.
Yeah.
I'm only sad that song's over. Like, I'm glad it's at the end of the soundtrack, or because I just, or the score, because I'll. They did a good job arranging that. Like you can tell the major Superman theme songs are at the very end. It's a very rewarding thing to listen to.
Yeah.
Still a man posturing himself as though he didn't want to be found.
Mm-hmm.
Good line.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot stress how important that line is to what's about to happen. And
Yep.
I feel like the rest of the movie in general. God. Like, even commenting on this film, I feel like we're walking into the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
They aged him down pretty well. Ruffled his hair a bit. Costner's fantastic. Again, the dad's in this movie. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Moms too, but Jesus. Just have more time with those dads. I hate that he never gets to finish that sentence. Like it not for the movie's sake, for his sake.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe that dog is important.
She's stuck. Nope, she just needs a man to pick her up.
No,
You think it's just clever editing?
there's a little bit. There's a real effect that people have. Like when people are panicking, they just don't do things as clearly. I genuinely believe that's that moment.
I know. It feels a little like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get it. I
Yeah. Like some lady can't pick up her own kid, but Jonathan Kent can. Like, oh no, she's not stuck, lady. It's like the physical representation of mansplaining.
Yeah,
I'm kidding though. I don't think that's actually what happened.
I know.
I feel like people are gonna be like, oh, I'm turning this off. Now they're getting into mansplaining.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know who Zack Snyder is?
We should mansplain our way out of how that's not mansplaining. That'll help.
Ugh.
Just, yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Even that little smirk, he knows he can see him. Through a tornado, he'd know he could see that smirk. The anguish. It's gorgeous acting. This bothers me. I feel like that, in context, was a perfectly good explanation for why that scene happened, and yet the entire dialogue the day after was, he could have just saved him. I mean, he's so fast. No. We just spent, what are we at now? 58 minutes explaining why that was not a thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't get it either. Or I did get it, but I didn't care. I thought my ideas was better. Maybe, but that's not the story they're telling. So
I still maintain that it was important that Jonathan Kent went back for all of those people without thinking of anything else, and then even went back for the dog because fucking everything's important and everything's family. You don't just leave the dog for safety's sake, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I sure as fuck wouldn't. I'd be that dumb. I love this conversation too. Like, yeah, he calls him, she's in there to be reprimanded. And then, yeah, he pretty much tells her, like, I don't know what you got going on there. You're going to go home for a couple weeks. But whatever's going on here.
Yeah, I still say I with Perry echoing Jonathan's sentiments, I still would have liked to have seen more of that backlash. I still kind of wish it had gone darker. I want to see the churchgoers committing suicide because there's not, some, there are aliens out there, and that means somehow that the Bible's untrue, and
just blood cults form overnight.
Right. Yeah. I want to see that pan out a little bit.
Yeah.
But. Because, with everything, BVS still just kind of went like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. People on Fox News are going to be upset.
Imagine if they had done that now instead of later. Like, I wonder if going that dark that early would have prepared the studio execs more for what they were about to get.
Oh, gosh.
Or if we just never would have gotten BVS. I think the latter.
Probably.
Every now, like, of all the continuity things where I'm like, hey, Superman. So every now and then I'm watching the scene and I'm like, yeah, you're Superman. Like, get up there and paint that house a little bit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's starting to affect the wood. You need to put a coat on that thing. And then the other parties be like, well, it's not like the paint would wreck that quickly. Shut up, Jason.
You got super speed and super strength and you can't help your mom out? Come on, dude.
Well, the old thing, you can't make paint dry faster. Although he could, I guess. He could blow it.
Yeah, he could.
That didn't come out right. Well, we know who this is now.
Yeah.
A lot of green in the background now that I'm seeing it. In his first intro there.
That's interesting. This guy's such a good actor.
Yellow on that one bit. Yeah, he's fantastic.
My wife,
He looks like a
God
priest
bless
there,
her.
by the way. Is that an accent you think? I've always thought the scientist looked like a priest there. And he has the collar, the little white
Maybe.
collar thing.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is still watching Blacklist. God help her.
Yeah. Let me know how that ends, because it was an interesting premise, and it got to a point where I was like, man, I've seen some really good television here, but I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, she's not happy with it. She just wants it to go away.
One of those. Okay.
But he's still fantastic on it. Like, I kind of wandered in, and he was in a scene, and I was just like, damn, he's just so good.
Yeah. I'm not sure he's capable of doing anything other than being fantastic. This solves a mystery. There was a moment where I thought he was watching a Gotham U game, and that was Kansas and Louisiana Tech. I had retconned that in my brain. So that makes sense of several episodes ago. Of course, he was watching a Kansas game, but I feel bad for him knowing that sport well enough that poor bastard. Maybe he's got a chance with Louisiana Tech, but I doubt it.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Right. But again, I'm the weirdo that I would do exactly what sans powers. I know I'm this dumb. I would walk in there to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely be killed in the first act of a paranormal movie. 100%. I would be used as a cautionary tale to the other people still in the movie. Don't do what he did.
Little Carrie Ferris.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has the same look of being frightened and on edge. Like, there has to be a percentage of the population that got this far into it and just went, well, fuck that shit, and turned it off.
Yeah.
I assume it wouldn't actually turn off. Like, you couldn't just pull the switch. I mean, goddamn, that's creepy. This is like what Meg's Headroom thought he was doing. I can't remember if there's another shot of the Colonel. I'm kind of looking for that. They start it with a shot of him, though. He is pictured while they're saying, someone among you kind of thing.
Oh, gosh. Lois Lane knows who this guy is.
Yeah.
Ugh. Why would you say that?
I'm personally killing that guy if I'm her.
God, I just watched that Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
where like they have the conversation with Bob Lazar in the woods. They throw their phones in a hole, and then like the next day, the guy's like, "The FBI are here right now." Like Bob Lazar texts the documentary guy. He's like, "The FBI are here right now. They're quoting our conversation verbatim." You know who
None
Bob
of that
Lazar
mattered.
is?
A hang.
He's the astrophysicist who said that he worked at S4 back in the 80s, I guess.
Oh, I can't remember. I know he is deeply in the paranormal side of things. I can't remember exactly his story. I think he might have been the guy who said he shot an alien.
No, he didn't say that. He just said he just worked on the. He said the government had 9 flying saucers, and they he like drew the shit on the documentary and was talking about how they actually fly, and
yeah.
He said that we could never get it to work because we couldn't figure out antimatter. So.
I'll look it up later, but I'm still not sure I'm talking about a different guy. Still not quite sure. There was the 79 Alien Wars.
I don't know about all that now. I just
about
this
that
guy.
either.
This guy just basically had his entire history wiped clean.
Yeah.
No one could prove. Yeah, that's good. I don't think I ever like really pieced together that it was Pete that helped him up.
Yep. And
or I never paid attention to it.
Does so without reservation. Just like you feel like Pete has had, I don't know, maybe a year to cope with what's happened and decided to not be, as I put it earlier, an ungrateful fuck.
He's also wearing glasses now.
Time has clearly passed.
Well,
or he just wears them walking home and doesn't wear them on the bus because he's going to get made fun of.
Well, the thing I like about it, though, is that he's wearing the glasses now as he's helping Clark, and, as in creating his persona as quote-unquote Clark Kent, he starts wearing glasses.
Nice.
Almost like Pete teaches him, like, to show that you're humble, you wear glasses. Like that there's a connection there.
That it can change perception a little bit.
Yeah.
I loved the speech before with the hell, I kind of wanted you to punch him too thing. Oh, so good. But now we get, again, we are way back in the messianic imagery thing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this priest is the guy who was telling you had special features. This priest always kind of creeped me out.
This guy sounds distinctly better. I'll let you sign on to my account one day to hear what I was talking about. The guy who does the voiceover that says, "Stay tuned for the special features later." He rapes pedophiles. It's a whole different level. It's pedophile squared. It's bad. It's not a good sound.
You know who this?
It's a very off-putting sound.
This priest actually reminds me of the guy from.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
The guy playing the priest reminds me of the guy that played. What was his name? Byron. He was on Andy Richter Controls the Universe, and then later on he was on.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was on Better Off Ted. Yeah, fantastic show too.
Oh, so good. Every episode, absolutely knocked it out of the park. But I'll grant him this. Oh, I'm just listening. You love Swanwick, especially knowing what we know, just sitting there.
Yeah.
All right, you got my attention. Like, okay, I didn't know anyone else could do that. What? Whew, that's rough. Why do they have Behind the Line painted over there?
I don't know.
I've been wondering that for a long time. It should stay like, "Please stand behind the line" or something. Normally, I guess, but I don't know. I have no idea what it indicates here. Okay. just the 33 years in particular, by the way. The amount of mic dropping he does in this scene. Good shot.
Mm-hmm. I can see how people thought this was rushed, but, you know, thinking about it, I mean, I've seen people hook up over way less.
Oh, I certainly have.
I mean, I have too, I guess.
I mean, in high school, it was like, oh, you on that CD? Oh,
yeah.
We should date?
It's like, oh, you know what the Enterprise is?
Yeah. I once flipped through somebody's CD book and they, without having said anything prior, had a copy of Anima or however you want to pronounce it by Tool. And I kind of handed it back and was like, so we should see more of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a meeting. I get all the tanks. I just also understand how absolutely impotent the entire thing is.
Oh, yeah. Like, you guys realize, like, the one guy that you're, like, handing over could, like, just wipe you all out.
Yeah.
All right. Just so we're clear.
Like, even either one of the two that gets off could absolutely take the entire squad. Like, she alone could just destroy them. And you get the feeling she knows it.
I always thought she would have been a great Wonder Woman.
I could see it. Has a presence about her. I like her accent. I can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that line. The bravado, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just completely out, man. I love it.
Okay, what you tell him? I'm not going to stop him.
Even Grimshaw has to be looking over at him thinking like, man's got a pair on him. Shit.
Right.
I could actually done something about the situation if I felt like it, but damn.
Mm-hmm.
That dude would have been dead in half a heartbeat.
Well, I guess maybe not at this point because I don't think they know I don't think they can't really do anything with their powers.
Which ones?
I don't think the current, or I don't think Zod and his crew have their powers yet.
No. Yes and no. So I think it becomes clear later that they are stronger here, but not as strong because like they're wearing exosuits the entire time up to a certain point.
Right. I remember Zod like trying to come to terms with the powers and ripping his suit off or something.
Oh, she does too.
Yeah.
They're clearly stronger in the presence of the Yellow Sun, but they are not quite what they would be without the exosuits once they've soaked it in. There's this moment where he is pretending he would be a diplomat about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of appreciate it. I do love the idea that in another universe, these two would have been at like a dinner date, or not a dinner date, like a family dinner kind of thing where like Zod and co were invited over, and he would have maybe gone up play catch with a 13-year-old Cal. You know, your planet blows up and throws a wrench in some shit.
A little bit.
Might end up being mortal enemies instead. Who knows? I like that they keep the Kansas City theme going. Royal shirt and everything. I've actually never noticed that the thing blowing up is the helm of the Phantom Zone over there.
Mm-hmm. God, those cheekbones.
Oh, yeah. No, he's an absolute specimen.
Yeah, you get that that evening sun hitting those cheekbones, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, the high contrast version. Shannon not shy on high cheekbone himself. I love how high cheekbones are like a good thing up until a certain point, and then they become a very bad thing.
Yeah.
Like normal, cute, hot, cannibal. Another good shot. Zod just standing there in the, like, unmoved in the chaos. A little nod to a slightly colorless version here. It's a good shot. Like any comic book artist would have been happy to have the cover of a burning, like, fission-filled red sun with the Kansas windmill in the background broken.
Ugh.
And Superman drowning in skulls like that. Like Lee Bermejo could knock that shit out of the fucking park.
Oh, yeah.
I could name several other, but that's the one that comes to mind for some reason right now.
Probably because he's doing the covers for those Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Hey, that's
covers.
Probably it, actually. Yeah. You've uncovered the cognitive link that got me there that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That armor looks so uncomfortable at the neck.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better. Like, his space travel hardware is better than his, full Kryptonian gear, because that had the spiky shit in the back that looks like it would just stab me in the back of the neck if I got punched.
I love that this version of I don't know, photography they used with the spaceships.
Mm-hmm. The
It's
zippy
something
thing?
that where they it looks like it's way far off and they zoom, they quote unquote zoom, and it's like a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
Something I think Battlestar Galactica and Firefly started doing. I think it was Firefly first, but
Could have been. I don't know where it started either, but if you listen, they do a thing with the audio too where it's like kind of fits the Doppler effect thing.
Mm-hmm. Feels like once Firefly did it, everyone kind of went that way. Because it was just like, oh god, finally we're not doing like static, grandiose shots of the starships moving slowly through space like in Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah. We're not doing these grandiose shots of cobbled together model painted PVC moving so slowly that we're hoping no one's paying attention to a part number they happen to see on the side of something.
Those part numbers were put there on purpose. You get a little upsetting, man. You pissing me off.
Oh, good to see him back again.
Mm-hmm.
I love the pose they gave him for most of the movie too. The little hands clasped up front. Very reassuring thing. Also, whatever the hell he's wearing or whatever you'd call it. Oh, God, I want it as a robe. Just around the house. Looks comfy as shit.
It doesn't look comfortable to me.
Okay, but imagine if that was all fleece.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing like freaking, I don't know, car seat covers.
It was probably like he probably chafed like a motherfucker after he got out of the scene.
It looks awful.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but it looks like it'd be really uncomfortable.
Like threw Vaseline around his neck so he could turn his neck without discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Oh, how scared you got to be. Like, look at that look on his face. Like,
yeah, man.
You done fucked up. I'm free now. Oh, I love this part of this scene. He has full control of the ship, complete surveillance, complete control.
He's popping up in different places.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
The little hand motions are just so fun and like weirdly confident. It makes me very happy. Gotta love it. Just gotta love it. Just enough to damage it, so you're not gonna get good fall out of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Dad. I'm sorry. I was just about to beat the shit out of this guy.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they gave you enough dialogue later to have ruled out the despot thing we were talking about before. You could save them all. I love the charging up pose. I mean, he learns quickly. This guy just learned he could fly like what? I don't know, a week ago? Something like that?
Mm. Great shot.
Mm-hmm. Twist to let the cape take the heat, literally.
God, I wish I could go back in time and just like grab myself and say, "You're a fool. This is a fantastic film."
This is so much fun. Just enjoy yourself.
Just wrong. I was so wrong.
That feels like such a hilariously comforting instinct in a way to me now. Like, just because I spend a lot of time just rocking a child.
Mm-hmm.
And that twirly motion feels like it would be very comforting if you were her right now. I'm aware that sounds weird, but
no,
she was
it
just
makes sense
hurtled
now that you say it.
through space, and I could see it being like biologically comforting if he let her down that way. I love that look on his face when he was like, I hear mom. Gotta love mom.
I think, like I've said before on previous, maybe even last week, one of the things that always bothered me about this movie is that, the aliens, the Kryptonians came and said, "Hey, we're going to destroy the world if you don't turn over this guy." And people were still hanging out at IHOP.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I still see people like arguing with Walmart employees about not wearing a mask. So
yeah.
Never mind.
At the time, I told you that for all I know, your first thought when you see an alien is, "Fuck, I want a pancake."
One of my favorite things that's ever been said on this show.
And looking back, there's more truth to it than I thought.
Yeah. And in Kansas, there's probably some people are like, "Man, I ain't listening to all these bullshit liberal media telling me that they're aliens. There ain't no damn aliens."
Some fucking hoax. I'm gonna go down to the IHOP tomorrow. Look, everything's gonna be normal.
Trying to get us to give up our freedom. Trying to get us to give up our freedom.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm on kowtow to some damn alien some fucking CNN told me to pay attention to. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna be at IHOP tomorrow and church on Sunday. Well, as I explained, once the exoskeleton or exo armor is off, looking back, he's giving him information he shouldn't have, but okay.
Yep. Yeah, Clark is too honorable to beat the shit out of the guy while he's struggling.
I mean, yeah, he's not like an MMA fighter, dude. He's not going to just take him down till the ref says no. Knowing nothing about the sport, the clips I've seen, it's basically you get him down, but you're not sure he's down. You throw in a few more hits, and then from what I can tell, sometimes you stop yourself, and more often than not, the ref comes in and says like, "Nope, that's it, buddy," and you call, God, he's so big. What is this like? How big was Lurch? How big do you think Lurch was? He's got to be bigger, right? I love that they deadbolt.
Like that's gonna do any damn thing.
No,
I would too, though.
I would too. I mean, what are you gonna not?
You know that you got to know that Snyder's choice of doing that Edgar Wright close up of the door of the deadbolt was just like for us to laugh at.
Yeah.
Just like, look at the futility.
Yeah. That feels like something that, now that you're bringing it up, Edgar Wright would look and be like, well, of course they would.
– Honestly, I'm looking at this thing and I'm my DCEU list my rankings might actually change. The more I watch it, the more I like it. I really do.
Oh, this scene is about to get a lot more fun. Look at the barbarian effectively going into action.
Oh God, that's terrible.
That pilot's last words were "holy shit." And she flies through the fucking fire like she didn't give a damn what happened. Oop, intercepted. And the IHOP. I have questions about the marketing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did you get the daughter to bed?
Nope. I got her to it, and it didn't go well.
All right. Well, urinated, so there we got that done.
At least that's out of the way.
Yep. All right. So we're about to start up the movie again. We are at, or I am at, on Vudu, 134.31.
134.44 myself.
And you are on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we are hitting play in 3, 2, 1.
Breaking some gates in front of a Sears.
Man, all these feet and oh my God, dude, these guys just beating the shit out of Cal,
the action
dude.
sequences are just incredibly like these are the choreography is like mostly storyboard, I want to say, and just mixed in with some real life. I don't know how they did that. I really don't. It's incredible though.
Yeah.
And then how do you choreograph, like, everyone holds fast for a second while he turns on his, heat vision? Oh, I mean, they just hit him right between the eyes with that one. Yeah. No refund on that. Shit. Oh, we're good. I mean, and bless his heart, he reaches for his sidearm. Like it's going to do anything, but damn it, he's not going down just without trying.
Yeah. I do think we're a little bit off, by the way.
Of course. All right, you want to pause?
Yeah, sure.
All right, what's on screen? Shoot me a picture.
All right. Let me write this time down again. I might just want to cut all that out. Who knows? Just go back to a place. Right now, Feora just threw a thing. Let me take this picture. I'm at 136.14, by the way.
That should be really close.
Yeah, it seems like you're just a little behind me, honestly, like, while we were talking about it.
All right. I'm on the same moment.
All right, I'm going to hit play on 1. When I say 1, I'm going to hit play. 3, 2, 1. And freaking...
I mean, this isn't just normal choreography. It's, 3-dimensional with superpowers. It's impressive.
It's like everyone just, I don't know, I felt like Zack maybe.
I love that he just steals that guy's gun like, you're not going to need this, you're dead. And
Come
good
on,
grouping.
buddy.
It's not like he's a good soldier. Dude got to his rank for a reason.
Yeah. I love how everyone was just like, Superman returns. Superman didn't even throw a punch. Like, that was the big complaint.
Yeah.
And now the big complaint is, well,
these fight songs went on forever.
These fights went on too long and he's destroyed everything.
I love this scene. I think for a moment they agree. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment where he's like, I'm on the same page. Let's do this, ho. We are gonna. Oh. And that's what a migraine feels like. You know what Superman Returns was missing? Is a train crashing into a Sears.
I was going to say originality.
Not from a track, from overhead. That too, though.
Everything in that movie, like, yeah, you got a completely new cast except for Brando, but I mean, God, everything else was just like lifted straight out of Reeve.
Yeah, a little bit. We need to go back for that one.
Yeah.
I think I watched it once in like 2004 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been a fucking minute.
I saw it 5 or 6 times in the theaters, man.
Oh, jeez.
So it was like, yeah, it's ripping off, or it's not even really ripping off. It's just lifting so much, but God, look at these sequences. Like,
I definitely watched. Yeah, that too. I mean, I remember the bullet on the eyeball thing, like anyone else does, because
that was fantastic.
I don't care what version of anything you like. That is a cool fucking scene. Much like this. This is badass.
I mean, that was a time when
he doesn't even threaten anyone. He just kind of walks out like, hey guys, how do we feel?
Yeah, Superman Returns was a time when like I remember watching the second Matrix movie, and as Neo's flying around, I'm like, oh God, they could do Superman.
Yep.
And that's where I was at.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
Yeah. This man is not hurting me.
Such a good line. Not even condescendingly. He actually genuinely thanks him and then bounces. Now that part's condescending. It's not a full back and forth. Also, I know I made a lot of stink about the dog being justified earlier, but where's the dog now? I forget. Because
I mean, it's been a few years. Maybe he died.
No, I mean the one that went into the house before they threw a vehicle into the top of the house.
I know, I'm saying maybe he died.
It's been like, oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
no, it's been like 4 minutes.
Yeah, maybe the vehicle smashed him. I'm saying.
I don't know either.
The important part was that. Oh, there he is.
No, there you go.
No. Are you paying attention to Martha? I mean, come on. No. It's not a good thing.
This scientist in this version, I want to look it up. He reminds me of the douche that was in the Underworld movies, and I keep meaning to look up if he actually reminds me of that or if he just has the same vibe.
Or if it is him.
Yeah, like it. You remember the dude that was like experimenting on all the Corvins to try to find the perfect descendant?
No, I never watched those movies.
You poor soul.
Oh no, I don't. Don't pity me.
It was an ironic pity, I promise. I genuinely enjoyed them, but not because they were good movies. Not always. They were great moments, but
You talking about the Underworld movies is like Matt talking to me about Resident Evil. I'm just like,
oh.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah. As best I can understand, having watched a couple of the Resident Evil films, the games have more like narrative cohesion than the movies do. It's impossible on rewatch not to see him and be like, yep, John.
Yeah. I remember thinking, like, why are they spending so much time on this, like, general dude? Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, now I know.
Yep. June.
God, it's such an ominous sight, man.
Yeah, again, what are you thinking if that happens? I mean, I am piecing the fuck out of whatever I have going on that day.
Yeah. Well, if you live around here, man, they're putting a hologram in the sky. Trick us into thinking.
Yeah. Well, there's an old Bill Hicks joke that people used to bring shotguns to UFO sightings like that was going to do something.
Yeah.
I think it's still probably relevant.
Oh, I remember I think there's a scene in Independence Day where they have the radio on and people are like, stop fire. Officials want us to stop firing hand pistols into the air.
Mm-hmm.
Stop shooting at the ships. Oof.
Yeah, it's just like, imagine if you were just going to work and suddenly gravity was like, go fuck yourself. That's not how we're doing things anymore. Now, do you remember this? At some point, we agreed that the laws of physics were being roughly abandoned for this scene. And now I remember thinking that that was true. Like, yeah, gravity goes up or down. But now I'm kind of thinking, like, you know, I don't think you install something like that and the laws of gravity work anywhere near the same way.
No, I think they have a clear control of it.
But there's going to be a moment later where something goes up and something simultaneously goes down. And it seems to not make sense. But I think at this point I'd argue that, there's the line. That's what they're calling him. You can hear it in his voice. I'm getting demoted. I'm getting demoted for saying it out loud.
Superman? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'll go ahead and start peeling potatoes. My bad.
It's element 114.
Mm-hmm. Look at them working together.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't know.
A little bit more. That's a hell of a party trick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love how they do the coloring. It gets just darker and darker and darker as it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of believe they were friends in a way. I mean, film definitely builds it in, but I like to think that they were really friends.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot.
Yep.
Clark above the earth. Ugh.
Yep. Cape billowing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And him flying in the same direction all the Air Force personnel are. Ah, it's good. Embrace the migraine, Zod.
Just clench your fist and go, migraines!
Yeah. Yeah. There isn't. Yeah. There's an analog for this if you've taken enough hallucinogenics, and it's still just not quite the same. I presume.
Okay, that coughing was a little hokey. Just sounds like a guy like you're watching the movie in a theater and some guy just starts coughing.
Yeah, I can see that.
I say that because for a second I just thought you were coughing.
Oh, yeah. That's what it would sound like. If we just had the audio behind us, you would just think someone in the back of the room coughed. Ever the realist. Whoop.
Right,
just saw a jet fighter fly by my office window, so let's GTFO. This part does remind you of Independence Day, right? Like, they just don't fly right anymore.
Yeah.
Laws of physics just ain't doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation.
Mm. That, we're both ghosts, Zod. Can't you see that? Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good.
Mm-hmm. One dead, one obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in that moment, you can tell he does actually experience that anguish.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta love that in the moment before, having known his son for approximately, I don't know, an hour and 20, before this other version gets to meet him a little bit while he's doing the training thing. Like,
Yeah.
The sheer faith, optimism, hope. Ugh, gotta love it.
See, that coughing.
The nobility.
That coughing was better because you could actually see him doing it instead of just like flailing
Gotcha.
in the distance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I can see that.
it's some kind of a weird little, I don't know.
Just a little hold up of yours?
Yeah, I need a little, I think I need, and I never even noticed it before. Now,
I love her acting in this scene. It's sufficiently panicked.
Yeah. A little sad we never got more of her, honestly.
Yeah. And I love the version of Perry and even this guy who apparently is redeemable. I love the version of them that they're like, yep, I know buildings are falling down, but this is one of my people. We're going to do what we have to do.
Yeah.
Perry's trying to be his best person. There's Clark trying to do the same. It's got good juxtaposition.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good shot, too. I like to think this is the moment where he realizes, like, oh, it's not actually gravity that does what I do. Gotcha. That's not a thing I have to care about. More than that, I love that look in his face when he's just like, look at me. Don't pay attention to what's happening around you. Just look at me.
Mm-hmm. Now, was it before or after this that they started putting that noise in every trailer?
I think the meow, whatever that's called, is 20,000 Hertz did a whole episode about it. Oh. It's been in everything for a while now. They did a whole history about it.
I'm just wondering if people were sitting in Man of Steel going, what if we put that noise in every trailer?
No, it predated 2013 or 2012, I guess.
No, I know the noise did, but yeah, I don't remember the trailers having. But you know, like I'll go back and look at a trailer from like 2015,
yeah,
and just be like,
a moment
"Oh,
where the
this
action
is awful."
stops and you just hear, and then something picks up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't
Very
know. I'll go
beat.
back to like 2002, 2005, whatever, and I'll be listening to a trailer or watching a trailer, and it's just like, in a world called Gotham City, and you're like, "Oh, y'all were doing that still?"
Yeah. And then people are about to hit each other.
It's like Bruce Wayne was an aimless bachelor. Just looking for the right woman.
Actually, at that time, it would be the like record scratch sound.
Yeah. But now, he's on a mission to stop the Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm. From taking his girl.
He'll have to prove.
And then random shots of a fraternity that are never seen in the actual film.
Yeah. He'll have to prove
Hazing
it's
rituals.
not who he is, but what he does that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever that stupid line was.
Yeah. Shots of goofiness. Honey. This is a lot of fun. We're building on something that's about to happen here. It had its chance. He made a decision there.
Yep. That's on a grander scale. That's like the moment where you walk by the wine aisle and you see the diapers on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, the decision was made.
Yeah. You see condoms next to frozen dinners. Yeah.
I've literally seen tampons in the beer
Wilhelm
section.
Scream? I think that was the actual Wilhelm scream.
I didn't hear a Wilhelm scream, but I was talking, so I don't know.
You know,
Yeah.
should go back for that and take a look, but it really does sound like it. And we meet again. I love that he's like, cool, can't beat you? Got to find another way to beat you.
Like, this time I decide I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the gunshots aren't working. Ah. Poor guy.
I mean, you gotta love in the mix. You can hear Lois scream.
Yeah.
I don't like how she falls there. Never have liked how she falls there.
Yeah.
There should be a lot more flopping and twisting around. Like, that makes more sense. The wide body shots make more sense than just when she's close up.
I liked that the very quick zoom in to her face after he catches her. Yeah. It looks hokey, but it's positively Raimi. It's so very Sam Raimi, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it came straight out of an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a Tarantino shot.
She just still has such a... I can hear her heart rate. That poor girl. Well, the other ones, too. That's because, she's making out with Henry Cavill. But...
Mm-hmm.
Do you get the feeling that Lawrence Fishburne's Perry White's heart rate never got above, 89 the whole time? No, yes, this is crazy, but I'm in good shape and I'm prepared for weirdness. This is very much a moment in the movie where you're like, oh, well, okay, I guess we're going to wrap it up. You don't realize you have a whole other act coming.
Mm-hmm.
And with such a good set of dialogue here, man.
Yeah, I'm almost Okay, don't talk during this.
It's been years since I've seen this. Shut up, Jason. Damn, Shannon did a fantastic job.
So good. I love that laying on the ground to flying.
Yep. He's mostly got it sorted now.
Yep, right here is Bruce
look
Wayne
familiar?
watching this happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
From there, Bruce can't tell what happened. It's a good shot. Just flying through the debris alone is a good shot.
Yeah, so fantastic. And just knowing that on the other side of that is Bruce. I just love it.
Makes you wish there was a little shot of like some giant dude on the ground hugging a little girl. LexCorp. You remember seeing LexCorp and thinking, no way. Are we ever going to see that payoff? Yeah, you are. Just give it a second. Yeah. Todd's getting faster, more brutal. Imagine being about to punch a guy and a car falls on you, and that's what stops you for a second.
For a second, yeah.
Yeah, and you just enough for you to shrug it off. I love this. He's flying, and Zod's like, I got a way of doing that. This reminds me of in Dreams where you're trying to run. You just have to crawl on the ground really quickly. Oh, God. That whole building just done.
The sign says 0 now.
106 days before that.
Mm-hmm.
On a farm.
Another lantern hung.
Mm-hmm. It's a good line. And a fun moment. He just realizes I've transcended the armor part of this show.
Mm-hmm.
We are on to the next reveal. God, I love those flying through the air, punching each other shots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is the CGI perfect? Nope, nothing can be. Is it so much fun to watch? Sure shit it is.
I mean, it's pretty close to perfect, man. I mean, it still looks... There have been a couple of shots in here that I've thought, it looks a little more dated than I remembered it did, but
it's few and far between. And it's a hard thing to even imagine holding it against. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you
I
mean?
love that brief glimpse of the close-up of his eye
Yeah, that's good.
as he's spinning.
Like, do you mean that's not perfect from the last time you saw two gods battling in skyscrapers? My bad. I didn't realize your naturalistic vision was being, blasphemed here, I guess.
There's a Wayne Tech satellite.
Yep. Yeah, telegraphing the punch here in a few ways as far as what's coming up. You imagine just being on the ground with them thinking like, we were just standing here like, I don't know, 2.5 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. It always cracks me up when they're like smashing their head into granite.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's important to point out at this juncture, the family can't run.
Mm-hmm.
They are pinned. They are going to die. And he tries his best to overpower him. He cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Any number of things that he could have maybe changed before he got here? Sure. But how did he know that's where he was going to get? I love that face and that scream.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Yeah. This clearly he's not like over here like, screwing like Zod's neck hole or something. Like
No.
he's not happy about this.
Yeah. I still felt like that was a last resort.
Mm-hmm.
And they built that into the film pretty well. Now this is just funny. The indignance. I love the fumes. Like, the fumes on the Lin changing the phase kind of thing. Like, over the heat of the destroyed $12 million drone.
Mm-hmm.
Snickering. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That'll probably cost me a vacation day. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. I've always loved these shots of him as a kid running around with a cape.
Yeah. I like the idea that he takes a bicycle because, like, he couldn't physically push the bike beyond its limits.
Mm-hmm.
He would just destroy the bike.
Welcome to the planet. I always loved that line too.
Yeah, it's good. They end on one of my favorite bits in the music.
Yep, much more enjoyable than when I first saw it, for sure.
I'm still pretty fucking happy.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a good bit. It's not like there's a stinger here.
Yeah, there's not. I'm good with stopping.
I'm good.
All right. Well,
Just kind of enjoying the music myself.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think next week and I guess we'll mention something up top if something crazy happens. But next week we're doing Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Edition. If you want to join us for that, thank you so much for listening. And you can find every episode on DCOnScreen.com. Anything else, Jason?
Yeah, good.
Cool.
May watch it again real quick. Just a sneaky one before bed.
Another Man of Steel?
Just a sneaky one.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right, guys. Until next week, keep some DC on your screen.
Some very specific ones this time.
Yeah. Our intro music is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Galactic Engineers of Magnetic Sounds, or GEMS, can be found on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Visit DCOnScreen.com to find our Patreon, merch, contact information, and every episode of the show for free, including crossovers we've done with other podcasts. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. For more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, vlogs, parodies, and our improvised web series Hey Guy, visit maladjusted.tv.
Are you maladjusted?